After Mike White's breakout performance against the Chicago Bears, he went home and reportedly his wife asked him, "Who are you?" So that begs the question, who the F is Mike F. and White? Well, Sam Darnold once kissed a girl and Mike White liked it. Let's break it all down.
Hold up.
Before officially changing his middle name to Effin, Mike was born Michael Christopher White in Pembroke, Florida, an elite high school baseball pitcher who eventually took his talents to Tampa to play football at the University of South Florida. For the Bulls, Mike White started 5 games as a true freshman and struggled, only completing 53% of his passes for 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He was named the day one starter as a sophomore, completing 8 touchdowns and 7 picks, but his completion percentage still hovering around 50%. Mike White sat out the 2015 college football season in the transfer portal before heading to Western Kentucky, where his production exploded. In the 2016 season, Mike White started 14 games and completed 67% of his passes for 37 touchdowns and 7 picks. His senior campaign was slightly less impressive, but still very productive, completing 66% of his passes, 26 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. After the 2016 season, Mike White decided to declare for the NFL draft. Mike White's accuracy and processing speed made him unanimously one of the top 8 quarterback prospects in the 2018 draft class and was widely regarded as about a third-round prospect. White took pre-draft meetings with 5 teams, including the New England Patriots, in which he reportedly impressed with his football IQ. White's draft stock took a hit after a lackluster combine and pro day in which some scouts noted below-average athleticism and arm strength needed for the pro game. But that didn't stop him from being drafted. Mike White was called in the 2018 draft 171st pick overall by the Dallas Cowboys. White served as a backup third-string QB in Dallas before his 2019 release when the team decided to carry only one quarterback behind Dak Prescott. Almost to his Jets days, and if you appreciate this story, a thumbs up is an easy way to show it. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel if you like talking about the Jets and having a fun time doing it. 56 days after Mike White's release and clearing waivers, Adam Gase took to the podium for the New York Jets and declared number 14 has mono. Jets starter Sam Darnold will be out for a few weeks. Shortly after that news, Jets backup Trevor Siemian broke his ankle, leaving Luke Falk and David Fallis as the only QBs on the Jets roster. Recently hired Jets GM Joe Douglas had no choice but to scour the QB market with his quarterback room in shambles. Joe Douglas had been impressed with Mike White in his pre-draft work as an executive for the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike White was hosted in free agent workouts by Bill Belichick again and division rival Buffalo Bills. During that time, Mike White was also being courted by the XFL, who was about to make their debut. The XFL pay would be slightly more than the NFL practice squad, but Mike White decided to bet on himself, eventually signing with the New York Jets as a practice squad member, believing that he would eventually have what it takes to be a starter in the league. While on the Jets practice squad, Mike White was offered an opportunity to join a 53-man roster, that of the San Francisco 49ers, but Mike White felt like he had unfinished business in green and decided to remain on the Jets practice squad with a slight increase in pay. Fast forward to Halloween of 2021, Mike White makes his first NFL start and throws for 405 yards, 3 touchdowns as the Jets stun the eventual AFC Championship Bengals at MetLife Stadium. That would get Mike White's jersey and game ball enshrined in the Hall of Fame as he would break passing yard records for a first-time starter in the league. White would go on to appear in 4 games for the Jets in 2021, completing 67% of his passes, throwing for 5 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. In the 2022 offseason, Mike White became an afterthought as the Jets focused on loading up around second overall pick Zach Wilson for a year 2 breakout. The underdog Jets took their receipts and collected wins, shocking the football world by early on becoming a playoff contender in 2022. The winning covered what was a rocky start for quarterback Zach Wilson, and the Jets made a subtle move again on Halloween to elevate Mike White as QB2 and to sit Joe Flacco. Eventually, they would bench quarterback Zach Wilson after a Week 11 loss to the Patriots, and Mike White would get another chance to make his mark. White took advantage of a beleaguered Chicago Bears defense to the tune of 78% completions, 300-plus yards, and a 3-touchdown performance to the tune of a 31-10 New York Jets victory. Now, Michael F. White holds the keys to this Jets team, and will he drive them to breaking the second longest playoff drought in professional sports? I hope so, and I can't wait. Go Jets.